if you look right here, this is what Cosmos looks like. I'm pretty sure. Cosmos that flew from Kentucky or someplace in America. They call it was a Russian space station, or at least it was being overseen and later on handed off to the Russians, basically. But this is a very old and very sophisticated, and this actually cost a lot of money to develop. This rocket type cost a lot of money to develop. It's actually pretty old, and like probably did it 1920s or 1800 or something like that. Like I say, CCCP tried to say it was theirs. No, it is not CCP. It is not some black person that just walked in and shot everyone. No, this is German or Russian scientist and had nothing to do with CCCP, which is actually some black piece of you know what. No, this is German or Russian scientists working together, and this was done in 1800. So long before CCP was ever around. I say, and it's a duplicate to the Cosmos, or I mean, not Cosmos. Is it Cosmos? Yeah, Cosmos. Anyway, or the Cosmos space station or whatever. Oh, and the first astronaut was actually a female. I mean, the first space pilot was actually a female and a Russian. So anyway, this is actually being done, I believe, by some English people. Whatever. It's a very old design. It's like 100 years old or 80 years old. It's really an old design, but we paid a lot of money for it, and it's tried and true and very reliable, and it's actually really advanced considering. Like we spent billions and billions. Well, I mean, it was only like $50 back in those days. For me, it wasn't all that much, but for most people, it's actually a really expensive, but really well made and really well designed rocket, basically. But I believe this is just like Cosmos. Cosmos was a lot bigger, though, a lot bigger, and looked a little bit different. But basically, the same basic design. That's what Cosmos was. Anyway, CCP tries to say that they own this rocket type, and no, they don't. Just because you walk into some place and shoot everyone and kill everyone does not mean you actually own the shit or own the stuff. Anyway, so this is what Cosmos looked like. It's like a 1800 design or 1890 design, and was like a couple hundred years old. So anyway, Cosmos looked like this, and then the space thing, except this was a lot bigger. It was huge, mammoth. Anyway, though, so that's what Cosmos looked like, and it's a, CCCP tried to say that it was a new design. It's a really well built design and really well thought through and really reliable. It's like 98% reliable. They spent a lot of time developing it, and it's basically done by the Germans and some Russian scientists, and it was done like 100 years ago. So anyway, CCCP is only like 50 or 80 years old. Came into existence somewhere around 1900. So, or 1920 or 1930s about, is when CCCP started. So it is definitely not CCCP, which is basically some black African people trying to say that they own German or Russian stuff. No. Those black people walked in and killed everybody and then tortured the Germans to give up the information or to steal the stuff. So it is not German. It is not, it is not black. Blacks had nothing to do with it. So Africa better take a walk someday because they have nothing to do with that rocket. Anyway, that rocket is designed by Russians and Germans, basically. And it's like 50 or 60 years, it's like 150 years old design. So anyway, yeah. And it's very reliable and was very well built, and it was tested a lot and used a lot. It's a really good rocket. It's a really good rocket. When I used to do rockets or whatever and stuff, that was one of my rockets. They spent, equivalently, it's like $1 billion design or something like that. And it's like 90% reliable. Russia can say it's theirs, or Germany could say it's theirs, but not Africa. and not CCCP, which is from Africa. So anyway, yeah. Pisses me off when people kill everyone and then try and say that something's theirs. So anyway. It's not even American. It's Russian. It's German and Russian put together. And it's very sophisticated and very reliable. It was one of mine. That's why. I paid for its construction and its inventing. Anyway, it doesn't really use big rockets, but it uses a really good design. It's a tubular design. I mean, it uses nozzles and stuff. Anyway, I might have designed it, or I helped. I mean, I know how it's designed. I know how it's built. I was part of its designing. So, yep. So you could say it's actually an LS rocket. So anyway. Yeah, it's probably an LS rocket because I know exactly how it's designed and built. I know every inch of it, basically. I could probably walk you through it. Anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful design. It's a nozzle. It's like, it looks kind of like, never mind, forget it. I'm not even going to say it. No one would believe me anyway. I've seen the schematics for it anyway, though. But yeah, it's very reliable, and it cost me about like a equivalent $1 billion in money. But it's actually, I mean, at the time, probably only like a couple $1,000 or maybe $1 million, a couple $100,000. It's really old though. So anyway, yeah, it's been flying way more than 50 years. It's actually like I say, the design itself is probably 150 maybe years old, or at least 100 years old. It's old. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, a long time ago. You can look back probably like 18 something and you'll probably see pictures of that shit, that rocket. It's really old. It goes back to the days when the middle of the road had a solid white line going down it. That's how old it is.